everybody, this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. We just came out of a powerhouse service. As y'all are staying home because of the social media scare, the virus, and all the things that are going on in our country and in our city, we thank God that you take the time to come and share some time with the Man Up crew from Victorious Ministry. Everybody got their 6 feet space away. Be comfortable if possible. Thank everybody, the crew, and everybody for being here. We're going to do some talk. We want you to share this. We want you to share this. Contact somebody, share it, put it on your line, however you do it. Let them know that we're on live. You want to be a part of our live conversation. If you have any questions, you can just text some things to us, and we will know that you text them, and go from there. Let's get started, guys. You ready? It was good to see all of y'all today. Amen. I thought y'all probably wouldn't make it because of the scare of this virus and everything, but I guess y'all could come to church since y'all ain't got to go to work tomorrow. Oh, that don't work here. We all go to work.
We all work.
We ain't up in upper management. We don't have upper management skills. We got to go to work. Okay, let's deal with social media. And I'm going to throw some curves at you. How you think social media is going to benefit this crisis that we're in? I mean, is it going to get the message across, or is it going to create a great scare dealing with the virus and, of course, the crime and all the things that social media puts on for us to see? How you think it's going to affect us as individuals? Is it giving us good information, or is it a plus or negative? That's the question.
I think that it has the potential to be a plus, but I think it's a negative because you get more opinion than you do facts. Most people are not actually posting or sharing the facts. They're just sharing their experience or their fear or their opinion of what's going on, but they're not qualified to really say what it is.
Right over here.
I think it'll be a mix of both. I think it's a good way to get facts and information out. Like, as crazy as it may sound, I know somebody, like coworkers, like Twitter is my news. They don't watch the news. Right. They get on Twitter to see what's going on. So you have those people that use social media only to get information, which, like you say, you have to divide facts from fiction. But then again, you have the people that are spreading, like, just going crazy, making everybody scared. So I think it's going to be a mix of both, or it already is.
How about over here?
The CDC, they use that as an avenue to go on social media to get it out to a broad band of people. And just know it's them because they use their, I guess, their logo or whatever they do to get out to the people. So I think it's a great thing.
All right.
Well, I would say, Matt said, it's a mixture of both. It all depends on who. He coughing up here now.
Should we close this building down?
I know, for real.
I mean, we're joking. It's a serious matter, but
Right.
But I don't think that we should live in fear.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's important that we don't live in fear. Live in wisdom.
Right.
So, do you have a fever?
No.
Yeah.
I feel warm, but I think it's just because we're comfortable.
You're in a happy
Well,
mood.
you're 6 feet away from me, so I'm good.
Yeah.
But I need my musician by next week, so you can't have that problem. Coach, you down for 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Quarantine.
What do you saying?
I think it's good and bad. I think the challenge with social media is that you can spread nonsense like that, like wildfire, and at the same time you can. So it's good and bad. It's good and bad. So I think if the right people use it, just like everybody else. So if good use it just like the dumb and stupid people use it, then it'll be a good thing.
I'm going to change the course because this means something point. Do you think that social media like Facebook and all those other avenues, do you think that if it would be different if people had to pay for the time?
Definitely.
Oh.
Yeah.
Completely.
Do you I think we'll get a different level of type of people if people had to pay to put their chicken sandwich out on there and their views about life. Because now it's,
Limited.
I mean, it's good. Like, I agree that it is good that social media exists and what it does to form us, but then it don't always get the facts.
Right.
So it affects different people. What you think about it, John?
I think social media, pretty much what everybody been saying. I think it depends on the person that's using it. to get information or even posting stuff. You got so many different, ignorant people. They take stuff and blow it up, say stupid stuff, make jokes about it. And then people that really want information from it, I watch the news. And I do get on social media. The stuff I post, I try to celebrate people.
Right. So do you think
I think it's a
question back to you. Do you think that the news is more positive than social media?
I ain't gonna say it's more positive, but it gives you get more. I would say more truth to what's going on. I think the news. You look at the news and all you hear is death, killing, this, that, and the other. But I would trust the news more than I trust social media.
Oh, well, that makes a good point. But social media, in reality, gives you real time in certain areas. Would you say?
Yeah.
I would say the news sensationalizes it. I believe when we look back, we will be able to be like, well, yeah, it was because of news that caused the stock market to go down. It was the news because it caused people to go take all the toilet paper, all the chicken. Because I think they sensationalize it, and that benefits the economy. It just and news and when it's all said and done, bad news sells better than good news.
Oh, absolutely.
People want it, so if people like, oh man, what do they say now? So let me go turn it in because they're going to give me the bad news. And to go back to your first question about, I believe that social media gives podiums to people who didn't pay the price. I was thinking about this the other day. It's like people, like when you built the church, I remember you talk about how you was at the school and you was taking the speakers out the van and all that, and just the price of getting a building. But I can get as long as I got a camera, I can have a church. But it's like, but think about. But it's different if I got to go pay for a building, I got to go pay the rent every month, and I got to pay the musician every month. That shows I'm really in, like I'm this really, the Lord's calling me this verse. Let me get a camera, sister, film me and.
Well, you don't need a camera; you just need a phone.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
And what happens with social media, it gives preachers platforms that would never have one. And they become this great social media evangelists without had a building, never built an empire, never did anything, but I think they better have a word. So you're right about that to a certain extent. But in another frame is that there are some people that never had those things, but their information is good. They have truth, they have life in it. So it's kind of complicated to a certain degree that social media and what John was talking about, the news, that news give them, he says news give them positive, the real detail, but social media also gives you the raw news.
I think the news, has the power to, control the edit, because they can do a live interview, and then they'll play it back, and that's not actually what even happened, on the news for real, because they could take it back and edit it and fix it any way they want to make a statement actually be said that it was said, but they know how to reverse it into a negative form.
But ain't social media have done that too, though? Just regular people have put the wrong information and show the wrong, statements, and because you can take a clip of somebody and mess a person's life up.
Absolutely.
With the wrong
It takes
information.
out of context. If you did an interview, if I do an interview with Chris, and I take this one little quote he said out of the entire interview, and now it's in the wrong context, and now it's like, Chris is A, B, C, D, which you watch on an interview, it's like, oh, that's not what he really meant.
That is so true.
But it's clickbait. It's going to make you click it. So I got to put out what's the most, like you said, the bad
Right.
I think that's what they did to Oprah's friend.
Yeah.
I mean, even though some of that might have been a little bit more realistic than it did, but the clip affected her life. It was the clip. It wasn't the whole interview. It was the clip. And sometimes we have to be more wise enough to understand that what we see is not all that is there. So if you could change social media, or do social media impact you? That's the question. Does it impact you? I know Pastor Marcus, you on social media. I don't know if anybody else is on social media on a regular basis.
Yeah,
but does it impact you?
It doesn't impact me, sir. I don't use it often. I go on it every now and then, but being on it, just looking on it, because there be so much negativity. I don't really need that in my spirit, because anything can come down your timeline that you don't really want to see.
Yeah, but when you bored, social media is such a inspiration. When you don't have nothing to do, and you sitting in the doctor's office, or you sitting there waiting, and you just go click, 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 click. 90% of the time, you ain't even reading the statement. You're just trying to find a video you can look at.
Right.
So social media does, in that sense.
Entertainment.
Right.
It occupies time.
It occupies time. Let me get back with you. Let's go on this side.
Yeah, for sure. Like at work, when I think it was when Governor Hogan was making his announcement, like we used Twitter to listen to it. Like we didn't have CNN or whoever else might play, so we had to use the live stream from Twitter to get the information. So sometimes it's like, well, it's my only option right now because I don't have access to the things I would normally have access to, like access to outside of work.
What you were gonna say something, Doctor?
I think with the social media part versus the news is set in a time. So if you're not watching the news from this time to this time, then you won't get it. Where social media is ongoing, and you can kind of get updates, or people will share what you may have missed when you weren't in front of a TV. So it's almost like, in a sense, having a TV in your hand versus sitting down, to watch TV. But it's all in what you do. And like you said, if you had to pay for it, would it be different? And I think it's kind of like when we had cell phones and you had minutes and you had a certain amount of text. You decided what was important enough to send a text or what was important enough to call. But when you have unlimited, then you just do whatever because it doesn't matter. It's no
Right,
rights
and
to
you
it.
share it too. Like, here, use my phone. I got unlimited.
Yeah, no. It's like you got the world at your fingertips. Like you said in the doctor office, you can. Somebody in another state, you can see what's going on in their life.
Yeah, but I don't think it's the world at your fingertips. I think you got mess at your fingertips more than the world. It's like what you see. Like on my timeline, I don't usually, but when I go strolling, some of the stuff is like, what is it doing here? And then some stuff is like, I'm so glad it's here. I need to laugh today.
Right.
And I don't even know they know I'm laughing at them,
Right.
not with them. So it's just different things. Like I think that with social media, the part of like bombarding the stores and everything was empty, and like they were saying, people were fighting over toilet paper.
I think it's part of it because if I'm at work and I'm thinking like, oh, everything's cool, like I'm not gonna go crazy, and then somebody posts a picture at a store and it's like all the stuff is gone. Now I'm like, well, shoot, I gotta get out there and get to a store now because I don't have nothing in my house either. So I think it kind of like makes everybody kind of react because he's buying all the toilet paper. I gotta go and try to buy some too because it might not be enough for me. When really,
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
a follower. That's somebody
oh
that's
yeah,
trying
I
to.
agree.
We got some questions. If you got any questions you want to ask us concerning social media, and is anybody single in the building, just let us know. We'll let you know if they're single. But any questions you want to ask us social media, from the look of things, everybody's taken by Jesus. Hey, man, from the look of things, Jesus got a hold on us. Amen. But we got questions. So, Pastor Marcus, I want you to say some questions.
Yeah, one of the viewers asked, is social media more of a scare than the actual virus?
Whoa, that's a good question. And we don't have none of that down here. Producer, that wasn't on the list. Yeah, that's a good question. Let's ask that. Is social media the scare or the virus?
It can be.
The virus is real.
It's
Yeah,
real.
Let's not play
Definitely
games
real.
with it. Now, we joke to make light of it because I'd rather laugh than cry.
Right.
But the virus is real. I think that when you're trying to tell people, to give people caution, some people panic.
Exactly.
Right.
It's just giving them infant caution to be cautious. And out of that, people panic. And that's what makes it a scare because people, we never assume the positive. We always assume the negative.
The worst.
Yeah, I mean, anybody else? How anybody else think? What you think about that, Chris?
I would say it probably is. I think social media probably makes it more
Worse.
than it because I mean when it's all said and done, as of right now, it's passed by. If you sneeze and within 3 feet or cough, and if you can
Contact.
spray in 3 feet,
Right.
so as long as I don't touch where you sprayed, I'm good.
Which is
So,
kind of almost impossible
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so
because you could sneeze, leave, and I walk right into where you just sneeze from.
yeah, I mean,
So we're gonna need Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit.
Right.
But
To
one
make
of the
common
facts that
sense.
they said, like, and it's really not only just affecting, but the majority is 60 and better,
exactly.
Is
or
endangered.
respiratory
Older and-
problems. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's like people probably ain't touched it already, don't they? And they good. They went home and washed their hands, but like they said, they
Oh, I
said
don't
it
know
was
if they're
60
good
and better.
though. I don't know if they're
But
good.
all it
Huh?
take- all it
No, I'm
take really
saying
is, like,
because they
one-
saying it only survives on certain surfaces for a certain amount of time. Because it's some stuff that I saw on social media, and somebody sent it to me, and they was talking about the way to avoid it or whatever, how long it lasts on stuff, washing your hands, da-da-da. And it's like, that's why a lot of people are not. See, I think it depends on who's reading the information because people are ignorant. And see, then people panic. And instead of getting informed and getting the information and then judge your life by it. How dirty is your house? How dirty? I mean, you got kids. You know, kids carry a lot of germs, stuff like that, and you just be mindful of what you're doing. And then social media blow it up. You got all these people panicking. So
I think the biggest challenge that we have today is that they're telling us they don't have the thing to treat it.
Right.
That's where the panic is.
Okay.
Because we have had, when they were starting the first year saying get your flu shot, they were begging people to get a flu shot because in reality, if you caught the flu, we knew you had remedies to take care of it.
Right.
You see, to a certain degree. You see what I'm saying? But now they just gave us a message. We don't know how to cure this yet.
Right.
And the word is
do they
yet.
not know how to cure it, but they also don't have the amount of tests necessary to even test everybody. And that's the part that's making people panic.
Well, this is where I'm going to challenge y'all in this area. Over 3,000 people died in China, right?
It was way more than that.
Way more than 3,000. Well, after all them people dying, China on it.
Right.
Now, if they're gonna share what they own it.
They share a cure, but
I don't know if they have no cure now, but I know the process is already in motion.
Right.
But we have a
That's what
problem.
they're trying to mirror now, and that's the reason that they're trying to do the shutdown, and they're trying to be preventive, because that's what China ended up having to do. And over the course of time, which is the real thing at this point, that kind of cures it, that's what they used. And when they kind of shut things down, it in a sense starved the virus from being able to connect with other people and to spread. So they're trying to be, anticipating and proactive and do it before it gets to be a major outbreak and limit how far it goes.
So we already reacted because we probably should have did that before the first outbreak.
when
Now
they
we
found
behind
out
the
about
curve
it.
because what happened in China, I think in Singapore and Thailand, they did all those preventive measures before even the first outbreak, and those are the countries with the lowest number of cases, the lowest number of deaths, because they was on it. We was proactive. The U.S. is kind of reactive. Like this
But that
probably
comes
should have
from
happened
leadership.
2 weeks. Oh, I agree completely. I just feel like we in it now.
When you say it's a hoax,
I got a question for the listening audience. I have a question for the listener. Do you think that our epidemic and the way it's severe, the level that it is today, does it come from our leadership not giving us the information, or is just that it's just a part of the timing? Because it's almost like every day, because it's a virus that's moving, every day we're going to hear somebody that has it, and it rains on the just and the unjust. So, ball players have got it, actors have got it, common people have got it, So what do we do? I mean, do we blame someone, or do we identify that, or do we really be honest and say, well, the way the world is today, we normally don't listen to anybody until we affected by something.
Well,
It's too late for blame at this point.
Yeah.
You gotta fix it and move forward. Like blame ain't gonna change what's already here. I think we just gotta say, okay, well these are the measures they're putting in place. Let's stick to them. It's serious. Okay, we got jokes and we think it's hoax, but no, there's people that really have it. How do we move forward?
So what's the strategy by the mayor, governor, and the mayor, and all our leadership is setting down the offices and letting people stay home literally for almost 2 weeks, bringing their work home, so now you get a chance to work from your bed. Is that the answer? If that's the answer, then why they have not put that demand on people that don't work for the government?
Well, I know what the school system has said is that they shut down the schools
To
for 2
sterilize.
weeks to clean. So I mean, and also at the same time to find out, so you have less people, groups of people, and then as people get tested, they find out, oh, I got it, so then we can incubate them, or whatever the word is, quarantine them, and then kind of it's just like the cold. So it's like if I got it and I sneeze and I don't wash my hand, I mean I could just pass it. So I believe it's just like kind of like starving it out.
and I think too that it's more about they can't stop it, but they're trying to control it. So they can't stop it, but they're trying to control it. So because of the type of virus it is, you can't stop it because it's the way it moves. But you can control it by controlling the environments that people are in and how many people, and they're trying to control it since they can't stop it.
It's a virus. I don't understand. What was the toilet paper part? Because I wasn't on social
Because they
media.
saying if you shut in your house for the 2 weeks, then you won't be able to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, because there's a rumor that they may tell people they can't leave Yeah, leave there because that's what some countries did. They shut down where you couldn't leave your home.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah.
Right, but shouldn't your cousin just drop
You
off a
don't know
bag in
nobody
front
say
of
drop a roll
yeah,
on the
on
front.
the front?
Yeah, but I mean, but they so once again, it's
These
rumors,
stores
People
is
go to
going
the
up.
bathroom a lot.
and all that type of
Yeah, the
stuff.
stores-
I was
stores
in,
are making a
I
lot
was
of
in a
money.
40 rolls
store
of
and the guy
toilet.
was like, they tripled their target for the day. And that one day they made triple what they was expecting to
Triple
make.
what they
Triple,
supposed to
not
make.
double, like triple. You know what I mean, so if you keep this
Well,
up,
anything.
They made up for
I
the
mean,
snow
Leslie,
days.
everybody's making money. Everybody's
Right.
making money
Absolutely.
off of fear.
Right.
You know, everybody's making money off of fear. I mean, people buying water and everything, and then don't know if I'm trapped in my house, I ain't got no more water. As long as my fountain running and the stove
Faucet
working,
work.
I'm a ball of water, put it in the refrigerator and drink it.
Drink it. That's how it works.
Water's the last thing.
Seriously.
I mean, I just
Right.
boil the water, just drink it, just
Old
drink
school.
it. Just put it in the refrigerator and drink it, and then I'm good for the next couple of weeks.
You're right. That's
Water won't be the
right.
problem.
Well, water.
You know, so, but people see things differently,
One
and
of
when they
the-
panic, when you panic, you can't see. You know, you just react. You just react. You know, so so where do we stand as believers then in this area? We all believers. I'm looking. Yeah, I think so. We are. Where do we stand at it? You know, we got to be cautious. We know that, but where do we stand in our area of our faith? You know, in our area of our faith. I think you should wash your hands. And we leave here, we all gonna wash our hands, and all those things. We're gonna do those things. But what calms our fear is our faith.
Right.
You know, and we're not afraid because we serve a God that say He'll never leave us, forsake us, and we can't say stuff like that. And then we get in a crisis, and then don't believe He might forsake us.
believe.
You don't believe us. You know, and if you really read the Bible, it speaks about things like this. It speaks about this, and it doesn't say the end is there.
Right.
Right.
People think that, you know, I got too much stuff I got to do. I got some things, I got plans. So the end can't be, it's not there. Is there any more questions? Another
Yeah,
question?
Another question came in. What good do you see that's happening since the government restrictions have been given?
Oh, I think it's some good. I'll let y'all go. What do you think is good?
Well, I know one of the good things that like, okay, they shut my daughter's school down, but what they did do was they sent us a message and said that they will still be opening up opportunity for folks to come eat lunch.
That's good.
You know, come eat lunch
Yeah.
because they say that there's some folks
That
that only go to school because they don't have food at home. So they did open up that window, even though they shut it down for 2 weeks, but they opened up that window from, I believe it's from like 11 to 2.
Good, I'll be there at 1:30.
you know, one good thing is you forcing some of these parents to spend time with their kids.
That's
Yeah.
what happened with this situation is that it taught us to focus on our family. You know, your kid's gonna be there. You're gonna be there. Everybody's in one place. You're gonna bring. Your house is gonna turn into laughter again. You're gonna learn some things you ignore. These things are, you know, the Bible says, "What the devil meant for evil, God will turn it around for good." Something
good.
positive comes out of every sorrow. Something positive come out of something good. I think that's excellent. It's gonna make husband and wife that usually miss each other for 17 hours now
Wow.
be with each other for 24 hours. You know,
Yeah.
it changes the whole operation of how y'all, you know, service each other and how you care for each other. I think that's incredible. You know, and then if you're single, you literally can be home and sleep and not be bothered. You know, you can actually get some. That's one of the things that's going to happen out of this scenario, because I don't think anybody that's going to be working from home is going to be like, I have to get up on time. Everybody's going to be like, you know, I'm going to press that button on that computer to let them know I'm awoke, and then I'm going to lay here until Judge Mathis go off, and then, you know, oh, Judge
Yeah,
Judy
right.
is here now. I got to wait till Judge Judy, and then you're going to go through the process. You know, so I think that's excellent. I think that that's very positive. But what's so funny about it is that we clean all our hands,
Right.
we do all this stuff to sanitize ourselves, and then pick up our phone,
And it's dirty.
and it's dirty all
Phil
over
is
again.
no-
So it's crazy. And another thing, and I want someone to help me in social media. I want to ask this question. They close down the schools. They suggest that the churches minimize the numbers of people that comes to their assembly. They canceled every ball game. You know, first they say, well, we're gonna play the ball, but we're not gonna have the ordinance. Now they say they're not even gonna play the sport. I got a question. When are they gonna close down the casinos?
Good question.
The casinos closed? They just closed down the
just
casinos.
They just
announced
announced
it, so they heard my sermon this morning.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because I was just wondering why is that the last thing that they
That's
consider
crazy.
when that whole place is toxic with cigarette smoke and all these other things. I'm not talking about gambling. You got
Yeah.
People
I'm just saying everything is
People
being
touching
touched,
everything.
touched, and you leave and somebody else touch and you leave and somebody else touch. When they was gonna shut it down, so they did shut it down. I think it's gonna, although it's serious, I think it's gonna give us some peace. It's gonna give us some rest. You know, do you think that this epidemic and this situation with the virus has strengthened or helped us in the crime area? That's a good question.
I think
Nah,
it's
just
I think it's
started.
early.
Look, it
I think
just
it's
started.
early.
We
No,
don't
you
know
know why
yet.
I'm gonna say no? Because now all those kids is home and don't have nothing to do, so they might be out in the streets doing more bad.
Well, was there any murders in the last 3 or
Yes.
4 days?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been several.
they still kill.
Yeah, but I think really the test of time is going to start tomorrow when everybody is home and they're off, and then you'll see more people, you know, kind of with free time, and that's sometimes where the drama comes in, because that idle time. With them
So
not
are they going? You think they're going to pass a law that not only you stay home but you stay out of the street?
I don't know.
Curfew type of thing.
A little scary.
I mean,
They
that's
could
the
post a
situation they do
curfew.
desperate
They've
things.
done it before, but they, like I said, I don't know. It ain't that. I heard something where they said they was
martial
thinking
law
about
is
bringing in the
serious.
National Guard at one
Yeah,
point.
that's like
Yeah, they
No,
did
he got
release
him
that.
on. He got him on.
Huh?
Got
deck,
them on.
ready.
They
Yeah,
ready.
he got 'em
They on
ready.
standby.
Yeah,
Shut the
they
city
got them
down.
on standby.
To shut the city down?
Yeah.
And that's why I said they would
Need be.
oppose. They probably would impose a curfew. At
Well,
the worst, they would.
Normally they do create curfews when they shut things down because people start vandalizing.
Coming out.
And that creates the situation doesn't create the curfew. What creates the curfew is when people start vandalizing
Right.
and start doing harm to people and things. And you say, listen, we just got to shut everybody down just to get the grip of things, and that's important. How do you think this situation will affect the politicians that are running for office? What doorway would that make for them?
I was telling somebody the other day. Did y'all hear it where Trump said called a National Day of Prayer?
No, I didn't hear that.
It came out of his mouth. He was like, today they called it a National Day of Prayer, and where I was at, I was like, don't be surprised if he win the election off of that, because he talked about God, because he was talking about prayer. I would tell you, to answer your question, when the people that get up and speak and they shut down these cities, and like out Hogan doing it, whenever the country goes through trials, whoever like cities or would benefit from it, they usually, like, that gives them another term, because it's like, look at the leadership, look at they got us through, blah blah blah. So I think whatever cities, like, if they can show, like, for example, Maryland numbers kind of go down and Hogan, he good for another term, because they're like, he let us through.
Let's talk about our mayor, the people running for the mayor office.
Yeah.
If that's the case, and I don't want to we're not going to dwell on politics, but is this situation who's going to rise up out of this situation and be the light?
I think that's difficult, because I think to a degree, many of them don't have the power to do certain things. So that's why I had to come from the governor, because he has the power to do it. And I think
but it also comes from the mayor too.
right. And I think that some of the issues, even with our current mayor, was that people were saying, we've heard nothing from you
don't
since
nobody
this
trust
started.
him. Don't nobody
to
trust
say
him.
anything.
And
I
who
know,
running?
for
And
real.
who running?
Gift
And so
cards.
it's like, so you can try to say things, but those who are running that aren't in the position, they're limited in what they can say. They can make a pitch, but they don't have the power to.
But you know what I would love to see? Because they have these town halls, and I'll be listening to them, and all of them have great views. But in this situation, I would love to see them put down their reasons in partnership to heal this, and not care who looks like the brightest out of this, but find causes and show partnership. Like the little, well, I'm gonna say, but the power that they have, that this side becomes this side. Say, listen, let's go and let's fix this, and let's work this together, and deal with the integrity of the person. We try to build our image by tearing someone else's image down.
Right.
For some reason, that's the marketplace. Don't show who you are. Show who someone else is, and then tear
They're worse.
Yeah, they're worse, and then say my worst is nothing compared. you know, and I'll do a better job. But I think the key of it all is, and I think that's what the challenge is that even whoever wins the office, the challenge is you tore down the office that exists, and you have to go in and work with that office. So it's like 3 years of trying to get them to trust you, honor you, and all. And now I got to run again just to try to make it work. And it's like, why not just bring your ideas and let's sit down and save this city and save this country if we can, with just the ideas, and don't care who's the boss. You see what I'm saying? Who's the boss? You know, because I think they all got incredible ideas, but why we got to wait till you get in to get it done? This showed me that you have actively, you know, you put down your arms to make it work. You know, because we're going to need, you know, if this is really going to be what it is, we're going to need care. People are going to need care, and if we're going to use people's homes to like quarantine, then we're going to have to make sure that we bring stuff to those people's homes to make sure they're okay while they there for 14 days. I mean, you know, people like us are a little fortunate because if we make a phone call and say we're down for 14 days, I can depend on like one of y'all to at least bring me a sandwich and set it at the door and run. You know, you know, I can depend on one of y'all to bring me some NyQuil. You know, but there's people that says, listen, I'm down, and I don't have that relationship with family members and stuff. So is the city going to partnership and say, listen, because you there for 14 days, then they might be doing this, but they're not telling us they're doing this. You see what I'm saying? Right. And I think that needs to be known if you are. So I think when that's happening, the individual person that doesn't have all these things, because the mayor, the president, and the governor has done some incredible things. You know, you don't have to pay co-pay no more if you got a lot of things they making pass. But the fear to a person saying I have it is who's going to take care of me? Like, you know, like me, I would say, I mean, I'm blessed, but I could say that. Who's going to take care of me if I'm down? Who's the one that's going to make sure I have a meal every week? Who's going to make sure that I get my meds and all the things I need for 14 days, you know, because I'm trapped in a home, you know, quarantined by myself, you know. You know, it's just, you gotta, somewhere down the line, somebody's got to say, let's forget about exposing our its, and let's fix the problems that we have, because we don't have like we don't just have a city problem, we have a disease problem now, and everybody needs to work together to you know, to comfort people, and, you know, and make sure that that we get through this and people have life after this. You know, so that's what I think. What y'all think? Nobody think.
I think it would be great if that was there. Like you said, if the partnership came into play, and then you would show where your real motive is. If your motive is to see the city win, if your motive is to see people, you know, healthy and better conditions, or if your motive is only for your selfish gain.
Yeah, I think it would be awesome. Regardless of I'm not judging anybody running for office. I don't have a place to do that publicly because of my position as a pastor. But I would think it would be awesome if the former mayor got on and said, candidate so-and-so, candidate so-and-so, and candidate so-and-so have met with me in my office, and we're working to solve the crime. We're working to solve the sickness. We're working to solve the lack that we have in medication. And I think that would be a mind-blowing situation to see people that's running for the same office stop running to fix the problems that we have. Then we'd be like, you know, then it's easy to choose. You know, nobody lose then, because you keep your integrity. But I think it's almost like I got the best plan, but I am not going to show it until I win. And like this, is that fair? Nope. Is that fair to us when we need it now? You got the best plan to stop crime. Why don't you just share it with the mayor? Why don't you just share it with the police department? Why don't you just share it with the understanding that, hey, listen, I know you're not going to use all this, but I'm putting it on the table that maybe you can use some of it because I live here and I want it to work. I mean, that's you know, so maybe social media can be an institution or a good tool to force these people that are running for office to give up the goods if you got it now.
Yeah.
Right.
I got a #1 class plan to stop poverty. Why I gotta wait? Because you might be qualified to stop poverty, but never qualified to stop crime.
Right.
So we need somebody. We don't need somebody that know everything. We need somebody in office that can use everything
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
and work well with everything they use. And they presenting to me like they know everything. You don't know everything. But if you can work with what exists, you know, that's like getting hired for a job and then turn around and tell me, I can't work with these people. Why we hire you? We've been here all this time. We got to go because you showed up.
Right.
So I think that, you know, social media could be a great tool I just wish we would just stop picking with each other. I just really wish we did. I mean, it's funny, and we do laugh, and we shake our head, but like my mother used to always say, you laughing at other people, but it feels different when it's coming your way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You laughing at other people, but when people put your business out, and people put your pain out, and people put your weakness out, you don't think it's funny when people put yours out.
You're right.
So let's stop putting people's pain out and people's weaknesses out. You know, I mean, it's like you can't win. If you get stopped at a traffic stop, you can't win. If you don't give all the taxes, you can't win. If you tell the man to cut the camera off, you can't win. And nobody can win. Right. If you messed up some cars 20 years ago, you can't win. I mean, the Bible says we all fall short of the glory. We all messed up. But we so focused on the mess up. That's when I started pastoring the church, and my church, I used to always say, people used to say, man, you such a blessing. I love you, blah, blah, blah. And my statement was, you know, I'm there to help everybody else get through their pain. But I always used to wonder who would help me if I fell. Or would you just expose me? And in truth of the matter, you know, in life I fell. That's the truth. In small, large, or indifferent. And I found out that people take your fall and use it to hurt you when they can't control you.
Right.
And I think we need to identify not the people that fell, but the people that turned on them. I think that's the disease right there. Not you falling, but who turned on you.
Right.
That's the damage right there. You can fix the fall if you don't have the echo of the people that turned on you. And the question is, and I'm going to throw this question, what makes people that walk with you turn on you?
They were never for you.
Yeah, I think that some of them can't handle pressure. And because some pressure is on the person they're connected to, they don't want it to come to them. And the pressure in the sense of everybody asking them, I thought that was your cousin, I thought that was your sister, I thought that was your brother, and they did this, or this happened, or what. So then they turn, or they try to distance themselves so that they don't have to deal with the pressure that will be coming to the person instead of standing.
But let's look at it this way. We got 7 minutes, but look at it this way. Most damage that people are giving people today is stuff that's already been done. So the damage is you exposed it again. The damage is you told it when the deliverance has already been there. You see what I'm saying? I mean, everything that I ever got exposed in, the hour that it was exposed, I've already been delivered. But I fight the thing that exposed me.
Right.
Then you got to say, Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And you're like, Lord, I wish that scripture was nowhere in sight because I don't want to forgive them.
That's for the side of you know, people who want to feel like they have power over you. Those people who walk with you, been close to you, and then they have information on you that they try to, you know, reveal. Because people, like we say, people already tend to go towards the negativity of it, but they would believe that it's so true because they were the closest thing to you.
Absolutely.
You know, at first, so
Absolutely.
their ears are like, wow, this must really, really be true because you was right there
And
with
it
him.
might be true, but what gives them the authority to expose it to people that has nothing to do with it?
Selfish gain.
It's like a man cheating on his wife. You heal the pain, but who told you to tell someone that he wasn't cheating with?
Right.
It's just I don't understand.
That gain
I think go ahead.
it's not even a real gain. It's kind of like if I don't expose you, like we have what we have. But if I expose you to them, then I got them. Like I have an audience now, just because I have something on you. And I'm not
Most people will expose you, then turn back to look for you to forgive them. An old man told me one time, he says, somebody walked up to him and said, I apologize for what I did to you. I said some things to people about you, and I want to tell you I'm sorry. And the old man said, I want to forgive you if you do one thing. If you go back and tell all the people you told on me that you were wrong, and then go find the people they told, and go back and find the people they told, and then me and you'll be straight.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's not good because it's impossible. It's impossible unless you make a public announcement that I was angry at this person and I wanted to hurt them and I wanted to damage them, and I'm the person that's dirty, not them.
Right.
See, it's a difference when you fall, and then there's another difference when someone's trying to expose you because you fell. And that's like what politics is doing all day long. They just exposing mistakes. I don't know nobody that haven't made a mistake. I have known nobody that have not done something in their life that they don't even want nobody, even a 3-year-old baby don't want you to tell somebody that they pooped on themselves. She pooped. The little baby feels so bad. Like, don't tell my poop business. It's like we got to get somewhere down the line. We got to stop changing, stop creating. We have to destroy the formula that kills people. We got to stop that. You know, I'm running for office, so why are you talking about how I treated my second wife? We good friends now, but you trying to make it ugly. And you ain't never been married to me. Stuff like that. I'm not saying that happened. I'm just giving you a scenario. It's like, what makes people say they love you, say they support you, say they're for you, turn on you, wait a minute, and then remain. See, Judas turned on Jesus, but he remained. He remained. How you turn on somebody and then remain? You know why? You know why Judas remained? He didn't mind turning, but he couldn't afford to lose the benefits. Relationships establish benefits. And Judas realized, I'm losing a lot of benefits. That's why he said, man, y'all take this money back. I realized me being exposed like this is going to make me lose some benefits. Now, since Jesus already know I turned, and Jesus was wise, he like, I let him know I'm turning. I let him know he turned, and I act like it's cool. It's cool that you turn. It's cool. I just did the worst thing I could do to you, and you say it's cool. You treat me no different than it was before I did it. So I just think that, you know, the city is at a crisis. It's at a financial crisis because everything's affected by it. Physical, a crisis because of health. We had a fear crisis. All these crises that we have. Let's partnership for not, and forget the goal, forget the titles, forget, you know, I'm the one that created this. And we do that all the time. Like, you know, I build something for people, and then I walk away and say, if you don't show me some sort of love for it, I'm going to throw it in your face like, you know, you can't do it without me, so I'll place it so can you do it yourself. And I think God is like saying, you know, do you really want to be prisoned by someone like that? Like, I'm thinking, like, you want me to, you know, social media saying, like, you want me to choose you to be my mayor, and you show me that all you is a snitch. See, we don't, for some reason, we don't see that, like, you snitching. You saying stuff that it's over with. Give me some, nobody knows the right idea. Nobody knows the best thing. We got less than a minute, and if you could change anything dealing with social media in less than a second, what would you be? Let's go down back and forth. You go first, Chris.
Oh, free. What would I change? I would probably change age limit, like who can get on it, because this be kids on there and exposes. It,
Oh,
like,
you got that's a second. You're gonna preach now. Go.
Qualified to be on there.
Access.
Pay for something. Doing something wrong, you say.
Control.
Age limit.
He said that already.
No.
We hope to bless you. Hope you were blessed by it. Share this, even though we didn't really get into answering questions or solving problems. We hope we brought some light to some things, and pray that, you know, we can change this world by changing how we view people and how we judge people's fall. Social media is very valuable and very important, but say the truth, and every
Right.
truth don't need to be said either.
Right.
That's
Say
good.
the truth,
That's
but
good.
every truth don't need to be said. Say what builds the people, not what destroys the people. I'm Pastor Tony. This is the Man Up Crew, awesome men of God, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.